can feel deep down in my bones. You say you love me, but you don't want to be home. No, this is a problem.
Hey folks, Sir Charles Carey here. Welcome back to another episode of Desktop Discussions. And I want to talk to you about shutting it down. I think sometimes we just got to shut it down. You know, I came up with today's topic simply because I'm thinking about what I do, what I've done, and basically keeping up with remaining visible and remaining relevant. And most people that are entrepreneurs don't necessarily speak about that per se, but it's important because it's what we do. We want to make sure we keep our clients. We want to make sure we let people know that we're on top of our game. We're subject matter experts. You know, we're all this and that. And in many cases, rightfully so, because we have an active business to run. We have an active business to keep afoot. And the reality is, you know, if you don't really stay in the game, society says you don't really matter very much. And that's not true, but it is true, meaning that you always matter. It's just that you don't get the hits. You know, the algorithms don't do what they do, and people don't see you, and they move on to the next thing because we're in a very microwave, attention-based society today. And but the truth is, sometimes we just got to shut it down because you're always running. If you find yourself always running, you're going here, you're going there, you're doing this, you're doing that. When do you truly collect your thoughts? Now, some people may say, well, no, I'm good. I'm on top of it. I know what I got to do. I thrive under pressure. Okay. Well, pressure bursts pipes at times. And if you don't want your bubble to be burst, sometimes you have to do the next best thing, whatever that may be for you as an individual. So that may be for you as an individual. So that's why I keep saying, shut it down. Now, shutting it down doesn't mean stop, not altogether, don't do anything, or stop doing what you're doing, period. It's not saying move on to something else. It just means that sometimes you have to regroup, recharge, recalibrate, refresh, reinitiate if need be, whatever you need so that you can be your full self. You can give your full energy, your full attention. Because if we keep running a crazy rat race, the quality of what you're doing many times will suffer. And when I say the quality, meaning if you're an expert in a particular area, you won't be able to make the impact if your engine is running 24/7. Everything needs rest, and that includes you, and that includes me as well. So just understand what it is, because, you know, they say if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Well, I'm making this suggestion so that, number one, you don't have to ask anyone. Number two, you can do some, how would I say, analysis of self. Because if you find that you are that person that's always running around doing this and that, you're doing a lot, then maybe you do need to consider giving yourself a break. And I mean, sometimes we're just so busy every single day. When do you come up for air? When do you take lunch? Do you bypass eating, or do you gorge yourself with food so that you can get back to the next task, the next interview, the next opportunity? And I do understand to a great degree because there's so much competition. And this is the truth, though. There's so much competition, but all the competition isn't valid. All of the competition isn't good competition. So that means even if you are really authentic, you cut your teeth in a particular industry or in a particular profession, and you got new people entering your industry and profession, now you got to stay on point so that these new people don't bring the market value down, or these new people don't make it difficult for you to get a gig. I've experienced that as well. But the truth still remains, sometimes you have to pace yourself, monitor yourself, or simply shut it down. And when I say shut it down, I'm talking about maybe for a weekend, maybe for a day, maybe for an actual vacation. 7 days, 5 days, 7 days, 14 days, whatever it is, because there's only one of you. And if you're not doing what you need to do to be whole so that you can present this service, this product, this information, whatever it is, it's not going to reach people. People are not going to understand and relate to where you're coming from. So you have to consider, how you're doing, what you're doing. Even if it's just taking a break, an hour every day, or a few hours throughout the week. You probably will need to schedule it because what's not written usually does not get done. How do I know that? Because I've been that guy as well. I think it's great to have passion for your business. I think it's wonderful, over the top, excellent to find that you can hold on to something that means the world to you, but it shouldn't mean more than your life. And it shouldn't mean more than the people you care about or the people that you say you care about. Because when your business means more to you than the people you say you care about, honestly, you really don't care about those people that much because you care about an inanimate or intangible thing that may be profitable, that may make sense to do, but you care about a thing more than you do a person. And I think you can have balance, but you have to seek it and you have to be honest with yourself. I have a thing I always talk about: being open, honest, clear, and direct. And if you can't be those things, my personal opinion, you're not really being authentic, because you want people to be open with you. You want people to be honest with you. You want them to be clear. And I'm sure in most cases you want them to be direct. And direct doesn't mean attacking. You just want them to not mess around, or as we used to say in the old days, stop pussyfooting around and say what you got to say. I'm sure you would appreciate that. And if you would appreciate that, it only makes sense that you are the same way with other people. Because if you're not, how can you expect to get what you're not willing to put out? I mean, let's keep it real. How can you, either demand, expect, or kind of thought it was going to be a certain way, yet you can't do that yourself? I think that's a bit shaded, a little bit not realistic. I think it's unfair, and I think it's only right that we treat people the way that we want to be treated. Let's keep it real. Let's be honest with ourselves. So, with that being said, take yourself off of autopilot, and sometimes realize that autopilot is just existing. It's not living. Consider, now you may or may not do it because I don't know who this is for, but consider actually shutting it down, giving yourself a break. Spend time with your family. Spend time with your significant other. Spend time planning. There's a lot of value in planning versus just being out there every day doing this and doing that and running crazy, running a mile a minute. And most importantly, spend time with yourself. I think that's one of the most important things you can do. We always have a ton of resources available for you, but it's up to you to want them, and it's up to you to actually go after them. You can save money and make a difference at the same time, because we truly believe, those of us that really care about what we do, it's not about so much, the money. I'm hearing things in the background. It's really about, what do you have to offer that's of value that can really help other people? Likeness attracts likeness. So if you go to the Wordsmith Speakers Alliance website, you'll see different authors, different creators, influencers that do have something and a topic that you may be able to relate to. And I highly recommend check it out, check us out, and see what you like, because there's always something that can benefit you if you open to it. And always like and subscribe our page. Hey folks, Sir Charles